I want to see them take care of business. I've seen a lot of people saying, well, the Packers game might get flexed. Finish your breakfast first, my nigga. Like, that's a whole month away. Let's take care of these 3 games, one game at a time. You worry about the Washington Commanders. No matter if Jaden Daniels goes out there or whether it's Marcus Mariota, you've got to be prepared. And I just want to see that instinct because I've said it. I've been saying I don't know what kind of team this is yet. One thing that I am confident about is that Caleb Williams is a guy. Is that Caleb Williams? We're watching his floor right now. He's gonna fuck up again. He's a rookie. That just comes with the territory. But I think it's all up. It's all up from here. The actual team, I don't know. I have to see them against legitimate competition, and then we can go from there. So the Bears have a real good opportunity to prove it to themselves, man. I'm gonna go to Dante first, man. Do you think that the playoffs begin now for the Bears, or do you still think it's a little bit too early for all that talk?
I think if you want to make the playoffs, the push starts now because we talked about how difficult the schedule gets from the back end, and we still don't know. Like, don't get me wrong, I've enjoyed everything I've seen from Caleb, but there is some truth to the side that's saying, well, he's doing this against bad defenses because he is. And so I understand that, that's a part of the job. You take care of business when you're supposed to, and he's done that. But I want to see how he plays as the competition rises. I want to see what the final structure of this offensive line is because, Larry Borum is coming back. We've heard that Nate Davis is on the trade block. So he's probably going to be up out of there, whether it's the rotation or just the team period. So seeing what the final rotation is for that offensive line and how they play together and, seeing where we go from there. But no, I think the playoffs definitely start now. Your push for that because it's just a division that we all think is going to take 12, 13 games to win it. So, you want to be in that 11, 12 range if you want to get a wild card. So you have to stack these wins up when you can. I know we talked about it in theory, but now it really looks like, especially if Jaden sits, you can go 5-0 in this stretch, and that'll have you set up at 7-2 going into the toughest part of your schedule. So I think the playoff push definitely starts now. I think they're capable of doing it, and I'm interested to see if there are any moves because we talk about how we've heard Brad Biggs and reading the tea leaves saying they don't think they're gonna make any major moves unless something happens, somebody gets hurt, and we don't see that happening. So I'm interested to see where they go as a team because I think this team is deep at key positions. It's not going to be like the last couple years where somebody gets hurt and then they, the production in that skill group falls off a cliff. I think we're stacked everywhere, and so it's going to be interesting to see, how they just continue to grow together. But I think the playoff push definitely starts now.
Hey man, what you think the Bears' attitude should be right now, heading into these 3 extremely winnable games?
Playoffs? Talk about playoffs? Playoffs? Hell yeah, it's playoffs. Yes, the playoffs starts now. When you have a division like the NFC North, where everybody everybody got 2 losses now.
Everybody except for Detroit.
Oh yeah, except for Detroit. I forgot. Well, everybody but Detroit got 2 losses. Technically, the Bears are 1 game down because they played lesser games. This is the most competitive division. So yes, the playoff starts now. You essentially have to win not only the majority of your games, you got to win your division games. All y'all keep saying is, and now that the Bears have the hardest division with the hardest schedule in the NFL, that's because their schedule was backloaded. So in order for them to get what they would like to get, which is into the tournament, they have to win, not out, but they not only have to win these non-divisional games and maybe split with Detroit and Green Bay, they got to win in convincing fashion in these next couple of games. They can't be close games. As I said last episode, you blow out the teams that you're supposed to beat so you can play close against the teams that you're not supposed to beat. So if the Bears are not supposed to beat Detroit and not supposed to beat Green Bay, you can eke out some close games or just dominate them. But they need to beat the shit out of Washington, Arizona, and especially the New England Patriots.
So you
don't even like each other no more.
You're looking for style points in these.
Oh, we need this style points have to come. When you look at the Washington Commanders, that need to come just off of the fact that could be a tiebreaker game.
Yeah.
or you can see them in the playoffs. Right now, if the playoffs started today, this would be your first round matchup.
Yep.
So you beat the shit out of this team to let this team know that it ain't sweet if we have to see you in the playoffs.
And I think that Jalen Johnson is already instilling that mentality. They asked him today, like, doesn't matter who plays, Jaden Daniels or Marcus Mariota. He said, it don't matter. We're going to kick whoever the ass it is, which is what I want to hear from our defense. Mikey, what you think about, how the mentality should be, thinking about playoffs, and for the fan base too, what should the expectations be going into these 3 games?
Well, these next 3 games coming up, and obviously it starts in DC this weekend. This is going to be the catalyst of what either makes this team a playoff team or not. I'm not in agreement with Bang with the style points, because you don't get extra points and you don't get ranked higher in the NFC for style points, but you do need to beat your conference foes. And the Commanders are obviously a team that is in your conference, that is right now leading their division at 5-2. But with the loss this week to the Bears, things could get a little bit tricky, because similar to us, they have division games coming up, and we know how that goes. So I think the Commanders can lose this game and still find a way to go ahead and get in the playoffs, winning their division. I don't think that the Bears can make the playoffs by losing games to the Commanders and the Cardinals and still try to get in later on in the winter time. So, just go out there, flex on defense. Everything runs off of the defense with this team, the intensity. That's the team that's been together the longest on this group. That's the team that has the most veterans on this group. And go out there and, and show out. I think that I really do love Jalen Johnson's tone. You can tell that they're coming out of the bye with a little bit of a aggression, target on their back. They're ready to kind of go out there and prove the naysayers wrong. And you have to remember, this is the first time guys like Jalen Johnson, Cole Kmet have been on real competitive teams, that actually have a chance to make some noise. So I'm really excited, for this weekend and this next 3-game stretch, because I do believe 7-2 is obtainable. And at 7-2, you put yourself in a really good position, no matter how these games go, with the division.
Hey, Mikey, let me ask you a question. You Puerto Rican, so y'all don't really necessarily have this problem. You just let your hair down and then just do some shit like that, and then the hoes be on you. Style give an ugly nigga confidence. Right now, the Bears,
they the ugly nigga.
They the ugly nigga. But
I don't think so. I think they got a decent little fit. You know who they are right now? They my man talking about I ain't fresh. You know what I'm saying? Like, they might not. Listen, right now they Lacoste polo 7-2 going into Packer week. They Micah Miri, they got Marnie, they might got the Gucci beanie. Like, I see what you're saying, but it's more confidence. Yeah, it's more confidence.
Yeah. I ain't talking about like the rankings and shit. Like you go up into DC and you beat the shit out of the Commanders, no matter who play, because of everything they've been saying about this team right here and how they've been talking about you. You go out there and you beat this team, and if Jaden Daniels play and you beat the shit out of him, oh man,
I think in order to get the style points for the Washington game, Jaden's got to play.
He's got to play. He's got to play because the crutches. The crutch has already been established. That's why I don't care about the style points or what the talking heads will be saying on Monday, because either way, they're going to find a way to spin it. So just win the games, worry about taking care of the Commanders, the Cardinals, and the Patriots. Those 3 games. Get to that week, what is that, week 11 game or week 12 game with the Packers. You win that week, listen, the hoes are going to be lining up. The hoes are going to be lining up on Monday. Every FS1, ESPN, Mike Florio, Pro Football Talk. You find a way to go ahead and beat the Packers, and now you 8-2. Like, all right, we can't front. We can't front no more.
So, Bang, you saying the Bears are Alvin Johnson from Love Don't Cost a Thing?
No,
they beat the Commanders.
No,
that's what Christina Milian.
I don't want to go that far. I'm just saying that these are the teams that you need to beat. So when you beat them in good style, when you walk back in the locker room, it builds your confidence up. So then when you go up against these big niggas, you come at the house already like, man, ain't nobody fucking with us.
So cool.
Triple double hat trick, I know the code too. Ice trade, go for trade, yeah we cold too. Getting paper on these player haters, old news. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not